All right, hey everybody, this is Serena from Devpost. I am really excited to be joined by Juan and Francisco from the SinTráfico API team. And we are going to be hanging out for just a couple of minutes while people join. So go ahead and start thinking about questions that you might have. We are going to be doing a QA at the end of this presentation. And so you can use the toolbar on the right-hand side of your screen to go ahead and ask questions at any point during the presentation, and we'll go ahead and answer them in the order that they're received at the end. So take your time, sit back. We're going to start in just a couple of minutes once we have folks popping on with us. And just one other note for people who might be joining a little bit after the hour. We are broadcasting this in real time, so if at any point you feel like you might be behind, you can look at that little cursor on the bottom of your screen, pull it all the way over to the right, and you will be watching real time. Otherwise, you will be watching as the recording is happening, so behind. All right, folks, and just quickly again, as we're waiting for viewers to join, I see that people are popping on now, which is fantastic. And I just want to let you know that we're going to be starting in just a couple of minutes after some folks join. Feel free to start asking questions now, and we will answer them at the end of the presentation. All right, and Francisco and Juan, are you able to hear me now? Okay, so we're about 5 after, so we'll go ahead and get started now. So hi again, everyone. I'm Serena from Devpost. I am joined by Francisco and Juan from the SinTráfico team. And as you probably already know, SinTráfico has some amazing mobility data via an API that they are making available for the Ford Mexico Smart Journey competition. So we're really thankful for them for that. And we're going to be going through a couple of different things today. We're going to do a quick introduction to the Ford Mexico Smart Journey competition, so I'll walk you through that. We'll walk through the submission requirements, and I am also actually going to show you how to submit, so I'll do a live demo of how that works, and then we'll move into the SinTráfico API demo and the live Q&A. Alrighty, so what the heck is this thing? What are the hackathon requirements? What is this competition that we've asked you guys to take part in and that you've so wonderfully responded to? So what we're looking to do here is actually just try to make transportation easier for people within Mexico City. There's a lot of different transportation options in Mexico City. And we are hoping to help make those options more accessible by connecting them through applications that you all will create. So requirements are to create a working software application that, number one, helps Mexico City better utilize multimodal transportation. So getting from point A to point B using buses, car shares, bike shares, different things like that. Number two, it needs to include on-demand routing or wayfinding features. Number three, it needs to include transportation options based on traffic, cost, ease of use, efficiency, travel time, or safety. So it doesn't need to include all of those, but we encourage you to include as many as you can. You do need to create the application for the end user as the main consumer. And then finally, and this is an important one, you need to integrate at least 2 types of data. And so what that means is that it should be data for 2 different types of modalities, such as public transportation, private transportation, or shared transportation options. So an example of public transportation would be public city-run buses. Those would be public transportation options. Private transportation options include your own cars, or potentially ride-share type things like Uber or Lyft. And then shared transportation options are talking more about car sharing, ride sharing type things again, but maybe not privately funded. So those are the requirements. And then moving on from there, what are you actually being asked to do to enter? So there's a few different things that you have to do. This shouldn't be much more than review for you guys, but I'll walk through them for you. So first of all, you need to register for the hackathon. You probably have done that already. There's a bright blue registration button in the top right-hand corner of the competition page for you to do that. Second thing is just to dive in, figure out what is the problem that you're actually looking to solve. We've created a bunch of resources for you to do that as well. Thirdly, build that app, shoot your demo video, provide us your app for testing, and then complete that submission form. So just to kind of walk you through this whole piece, I am going to go ahead and do a bit of a demo on that submission process right now. So you can actually see this demo at any time using the URL that I have on the screen here. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and just switch my screen share browser for you and then walk through this. All right. Okay, so this is the hackathon page. As you see here, we have the enter a submission button. And then if you look down the page, we've got some information on who is eligible, again, what you need to create, what you need to submit, and then the quick just items that you need to go through in order to do that. You'll notice also over here in the data and resources section, and I'm just going to open this up in a new tab, that we have a number of different resources available for you to integrate. So there's data that could help with that integration of 2 modes of transportation. We've got some private transportation data as well. You could choose to use the OpenXC tools. You could choose to use the SinTráfico API, which we'll be talking about at length in just a moment. And there's some other options for you guys as well in here. So for the purposes of the demo, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to go through the submission flow. So if I click enter a submission, it's going to take me to a page where it's asking me if I want to create a new project or submit an old project. So I'm going to go ahead and click submit this project, and then I'll show you kind of how that works. This is a project that I already had in my portfolio. If I didn't have it in my portfolio, I would go over here I would be put to this page, which is the first step, where I would be asked a few questions as far as what is my actual entry, what's the elevator pitch, so a tweet's worth of information about what I've built, how was it built. You can add any teammates here. You want to talk about your actual entry here. So you might enter things talking about what specific problem you decided to work through with multimodal mobility in Mexico City. You might talk about some of the challenges that you had. You have the ability to kind of use some markdown and make it look pretty. You can add a link to where people can download and test and try your application. You can add images, and this is actually required. You are required to have a video demo of your application. So I'll click save on that. So that's step one. This is the basic information about your project. Step two, this is specific to this particular competition. So important notes up here at the top, you do have to include a demo video, and you need to include submission materials in English, or at least in the translation that is in English. So the rest of this is really just kind of fill in the blanks. So if you have an upload file, an install file that you want to upload here, you can do that. You're going to tell people, are you an individual, a team, an organization? Enter your phone number, your country of residence. Is this a new or existing solution? And then really just fill out the required fields here. The big ones to note are the video URL. You are required to do a video. And then listing out the transportation data that you used. So what information did you actually include within your application? And that's pretty much it. Then you click submit, and you're off to the races. So that concludes kind of my overview of the submission process and the general overview of the competition as a whole. So I am going to go ahead and hand it over to the SinTráfico team to walk us through their API, and you can feel free to ask questions at any point, and we will, as I mentioned before, answer them at the end of the presentation.
Okay, very nice to meet you, and thank you all for here with us today. As I told Serena, we're very sorry that Eugenio, the CEO of SinTráfico, couldn't be here because he had a last-minute meeting to attend. Well, my name is Juan Carlos Rubin. I'm the business developer at SinTráfico, and this is Francisco Valdez, the CTO of the company. And well, we're very glad to be participating on this webinar. Let me give you just what we do and why we started the company. We have a presentation here that we want to share with you. I don't know if you can see it.
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. just a second. Sorry.
No problem.
We have some technical issues. Okay. So well, we all know probably that is competing in the hackathon today. We all know that we have a very valuable resource, and that resource is time. We just can't get enough of it, and once we use it, we can get it back. That's basically what we created SinTráfico, because the average person in Mexico City is spending travel. This means 55 billion pesos loss for the city, which is about 1 billion dollars.
Hey fellas, I'm really sorry to interrupt, but we're breaking up quite a bit. I'm not actually able to understand what you're saying right now.
Future
All right, everybody. I know that we've been having a couple of technical difficulties with this one, so we will hang out until Juan and Francisco are able to join us back again. So in the meantime, if you guys have any questions about the competition itself, or if you have any questions about the SinTráfico API that we can put into,
basically works
that'd be great.
Like mobile sensor, their at what speed they're traveling. So with this, we can have real-time traffic. Also, we have a 5-year database of historical traffic, which has been basically we started this company 5 years ago. And we deliver the solutions via basically our APIs, like, for example, travel times, intelligence on route optimization, smart routing, and comparative traffic. So, well, this is a little bit of the process I just explained. We have the raw data, which we have a series of systems which we use to capture this data, and then we process it with our own algorithms. And then that platforms or applications need, like applications that you guys are probably developing right now, we deliver all this information to our APIs, like for example, the Pinterest API that Francisco will be talking to you about in a few minutes. You can visualize accidents and incidents, roadworks, protest marches that we have a lot here in Mexico. And obviously, with the routing API, you can calculate, you can see road speeds, calculate traffic congestion, travel times on routes, and a series of other valuable information that can deliver a more rounded application. Well, these are just some of the lines of business we work with. Obviously, the government and smart cities, and obviously urban planning firms, consulting firms. We help them with our historical records. Also, the second big one is for fleet optimization. We feed management systems with our routing. We help companies save money and increase their productivity this way. We have some work on mobility, TV, and media by presenting dynamic 3D maps in real time. And another one of our big lines of business here is location analytics. Like, for example, we help companies decide the best spot to put their commercial store or advertising space by telling them the number of vehicles that can pass by their location and time frame, and also in this road they're gonna place their store, their advertising, to know the market they have captive on that moment. And finally, the automotive, which is not that much developed in Mexico, but we with BMW, we have BMW is one of our big, which we provide the information for their in-dash navigation system and personal navigation devices like the Mio GPSs and infotainment systems. With all this, I think you can have a better outlook of what we do as SinTráfico and what you can profile your applications to have certain uses that maybe you haven't thought of before. But here are just some ideas, and Francisco is going to share with you the technical information of the implementation of our APIs and some use cases. We're gonna change presentation quickly. Just a second, please. Sorry, we had the wrong presentation. Okay, here it is. Sorry. Sorry, wrong presentation. This is the good one.
Man, you guys have a lot of presentations.
Yeah. we put a lot of effort into this. So
that's great.
Things aren't going that well. Okay, can you see the presentation, right? The presentation now?
No, I can't see it right now.
Oh, you can see us.
I can see you guys.
Okay.
There we go.
Perfect. So, go ahead.
So, well, here at SinTráfico, we think that one of the most important APIs that by the developers in this hackathon is a routing API. Well, of course, a routing API needs a starting and an endpoint. Those parameters are in lat long, but the most interesting thing here is we have two sets of parameters. The one is POI set. This means it's an array of integers. Currently, we have 4 options. The first option is to show the parkings along the road. The second is the toll booths. Next is gas stations, and finally traffic incidents. What is interesting here is, for example, if you want to make a run and pass another one that is its point of interest in, that means with these options, it's only going to show the points of interest at the end of the road. This means this is useful when you want to go to I don't know a coffee shop but you need a parking lot near that location. So with that option, you can show all the parking lots near the coffee shop. It also have parameters. Another one is waypoints. A waypoint is a stop in your road. So you can ask for a road with many waypoints, and also you can optimize how you are going to visit those stops. This is known as a salesman problem. You can activate this algorithm with optimize and set it as true, and you are going to get back a route with the stops in the correct order. I mean in the most efficient order,
depending on traffic conditions.
Also, we have another parameter is departure time. This means that you pass 1 hour when you want to leave, and the road engine is going to use the traffic conditions at that particular time. So it's not the same traveling in the morning for your commute than in the afternoon. So you can use that historical information with that parameter. There's another one. It's not in this presentation. It's called arrival time. and it's the same, but you're going to specify to the routing engine when you want to arrive, and the routing engine is going to tell you when you have to leave.
It's going to calculate it could be called the inverse ETA. So you know at what time exactly you have to leave to be able to arrive to that place on time. And here's where obviously the real-time part of the information is very useful to you guys.
There's also several modes of routing and weather. In weather, it's going to give you the weather conditions along the roads.
So, yeah, so that take that into consideration and adjust the estimated times of arrival.
There's also another service. This is like a combination of the previous one. In this one, it's if you want to calculate several routes at the same time, this is the one. It's also this also is useful for another type of calculation, because you can give many start points and many end points. So for many algorithms that needs traffic speed table, a speed table is a set of routes where you have all the time travel and the distance. It also has many of the other parameters like departure time and arrival time.
Yes, so just to complete on what Francisco is saying, some particular interesting use cases for this API could be, for example, for a taxi service. So you know which of the taxis on road is closer to the person requesting the service. Or for example, for insurance, you can know which of the guys on the field is near the place of the incident where it needs the attention.
We also have the point of interest. But by their own, you can ask for a position and a radius, and it's going to retrieve all the points of interest. Again, you have the 4 sets of points of interests. It also has 2 methods of getting the point of interest. One is you give the center of the map and a circular radius, and the other one is if you can give them the 2 corners of the map, the southwest corner and the northeast corner. It also has a query parameter where you can search for a specific point of interest. If you know previously its name, or you want to know if there is I don't know, near a street that you already know. This is one of the use cases Juan was talking about. You have 3 places, 3 coffee shops that you want to go, and you want to know which one is a better option. You want to go by car, on foot, or on bicycle. You can calculate the route for the 3 points of interest and order by travel time. Here one, for example, sometimes it's counterintuitive because the farthest one by foot is the nearest by car. Also, you can show all the points of interest along the route. In this example, there is many incidents in this route. There are many, as you all maybe know, there are a lot of constructions in Mexico City, so roadworks. So that's very valuable information.
Hey guys, I'm real sorry to interrupt. Are you still advancing the slides? I can see number 6 on the screen, but I haven't seen anything past that. So I just wanted to make sure that you weren't looking at something different than what we're looking at.
Yeah, we actually went through all the presentation. I don't know if the other guys were able to see the different use cases I don't know why.
So I can see, and I got confirmation that I believe we can see the slides within the PowerPoint application, but we can't see them moving. So we're stuck on number 6. We've heard you.
Okay, let us try something, and
all right, awesome, thanks.
Hopefully it will show. Can you see it now?
We can see it, but I think that you can't actually view it in presentation mode. If you just view it through the normal applications without going in presentation mode, I believe.
Oh, okay. That is okay. So right now we're at slide 7. Can you see it now?
Now I can see slide 7. Woohoo!
Oh, okay, perfect. All right, so just to go back a little bit on what Francisco just said, this is the Waypoints API, in which you can program stops for your route. It's the traveler salesman problem that Francisco was talking to you about. Is that possibly it could be a delivery route or any other use case you can think of, and these are there are some of the parameters that Francisco was talking about, like weather and the transport you want to use, if it is car, bicycle, or by foot. Then it is we have the matrix one, which we were telling you its particular use case that could be, for example, the coffee shop one, where you want to know which of the points is near to you, and also with various modes of transport. It could be by car, by walking, or with bicycle. And going back a little bit, the points of interest one that we were mentioning you, which we have, you can view the parking lots, toll booths, gas stations, and the traffic incidents. I don't know if I'm missing something that you said, but well, these are basically the ones. And finally, you have the points of interest in route. It could be like viewed as the combination of both APIs, where you put your optimized route, your starting point, your ending point, and you can also see what is happening along this particular route. And well, that's it. I don't know if we can open now for a little Q&A.
Absolutely, great. Well, thank you guys for going back through those slides. I really appreciate it, and I'm sure that everyone would love to see that deck if you are willing to make it available, so we can talk later about that. But I know we've got some folks who have been on for the entirety of the presentation and been hanging with us through our technical trials, so thanks for that, everybody. But we would really like to encourage you all to post any questions that you have for the SinTráfico team. So you can do that using the Q&A feature on the right side of the screen there. And please go ahead and post anything you can now.
Yes, please.
In the meantime, I have a couple of questions. So guys, I'd love to know, what's the most interesting use case of using the SinTráfico data and API that you've seen?
I don't
know, it's a tough one.
Well,
there are a lot.
There are a lot of use cases. For example, well, the most common case is for delivery companies. They have to go to many places
and track a lot of vehicles at the same time.
So one of the most difficult parts is that some places that they have to deliver to, there are sometimes in places where they can stop in front of the place. So they have to look for a parking lot near of that place, and then walk with all the cargo and leave it, no? But I know all the delivery companies each one has its own difficulties because sometimes they deliver, I don't know, frozen food, sometimes they deliver cakes, sometimes they deliver
dangerous substances.
so each use case for them is different, and that's the most interesting part, that the API works for all of them.
Yeah, it can work depending on the. You can have a set of parameters for each particular vehicle, depending probably on the axis of the trailer, or the heavy. If it is a heavy duty vehicle, if it's a light commercial vehicle, a little truck, a car. So you can have this set of parameters custom to it. Another interesting thing, complementing on what Francisco is saying, and another interesting use case is that we can actually calculate the cost of the entire trip if it's gonna stop on a couple gas stations, if it's gonna pass through some through some tolls, or if it's gonna have to park on different places. We can calculate how much the entire route is going to cost for the company.
That's really cool.
Yeah, that is a particularly interesting use case. So
we did just get a question in.
This company is valued at sorry.
No, it's totally fine. That's great. So we did just get one question in, so I'll go ahead and post that to you.
Okay.
Ismail is asking, how many requests per day are available by API key?
Okay, I think that information was in the Devpost. I don't know how to call that. Well, basically, it's like it's lawful by hour, not per day. So it's around 1,000 per hour.
Around 1,000 requests per hour?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Thanks for that.
Yeah, but if some developer has another use case that requires more requests,
it's adjustable.
Yeah, feel free to ask us, and we can maybe open up that limit.
Okay, cool. And so what's the best way if someone needs additional request availability for them to contact you and ask? What's the best way to reach out?
Well, by email,
but our contact email, I think we didn't have it up for much time, but we can put our contact information or through the website of SinTráfico.
Yeah, perfect. Yes. Okay, so on the website there is a contact piece available here. Oh, and there it is.
Yeah, so that's our website or the contact email.
All right.
Contact.
This is great. Any other questions from folks? I'm really interested in the use cases. I had no idea that SinTráfico was used so frequently for moving goods and services. Have you guys seen more or any use cases around kind of what we're doing here, which is moving people from one place to another, or is it typically more goods and services?
Yeah, it's typically more on the side of commercial applications and goods and services. But I don't know if you, Francisco, remember any particular use case for moving guys? Yes,
we actually are working with a taxi company that is he's introducing a bus line, a bus route. So they use our API to calculate travel times along the day. So they can more accurately tell to their customers when the next bus is going to arrive. So So yeah, there are use cases for
yeah. Actually, I'm just remembering another one with another Mexican company of taxi and parking service, which is called Shisho. And with them, it's very interesting because we tell them the time. Well, the cars.
It's a car sharing company.
It's a car sharing company. So they have parking lots with their cars throughout the city, and we can tell the user that has the app the time it's going to take them to get to the parking lot by foot or by bicycle using the government bicycles that are here in Mexico, which is called Ecobici. We tell them the time they're going to take by foot or by bicycle to the parking lot. Then the time it's going to take the car to get them to the other parking lot, and finally the last mile, which is from the parking lot to the specific place the user wanted to go. So that is another pretty cool and new service for moving folks.
All right, it's muted. That sounds really cool and very applicable to kind of what we're talking about here, which tells me that this is a really great tool for people who want to build with this particular or for this particular hackathon. And we're so grateful that you guys have opened it up for us. It's really awesome. Are there any tips that you can give around places where people have gotten stuck in the past using the API, common questions or things that you're like, you know, people should really get this, but they seem to not, that you could maybe share insight on?
Actually, there is a tutorial. It covers the most common use cases. Let me share.
Let us share our screen again. Okay. Yeah, that one. Okay, and there's the tutorial.
The website is SinTráfico.com /tutorial/EM for the English version. This is basically the easiest example. It just have its start and end points, and it's and here are the most common parameters. So once you have this request going, you can look at the response, and from there you are almost there. I mean, it's just playing with the parameters.
That's awesome. That's helpful. And I know that those tutorials are listed on the Devpost site. So when we share this video, we'll go ahead and link to those as well, because it seems like it's a great resource for folks. Are there any other questions from people that are viewing? I know we've got a handful of folks that are still on with us. So if you guys have any burning questions or really anything that you're wondering about, whether it's about the competition itself, requirements, or any of the SinTráfico API documentation or implementation questions you might have, we would certainly love to hear those. It looks like it did just have one come in from a different source.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna do my best to explain this since you won't be able to see it. So it says, and I think this is a question that you guys may have gotten in the past, but I'm just gonna read out to you. So it says, trip duration is now greater for transport equals pedestrian, which seems okay. So assuming this is something that was brought up in the past to you. But the paths, the list of lat and longitude coordinates, are both the same. I'd expect those to differ as pedestrians don't always follow car and traffic signals. So it looks like this person is having questions about the longitude and latitude of pedestrians versus transportation vehicles. And based on the note that I'm seeing here, it looks like that's something that you guys have been working on as a team. And the question that is being asked here is that fix in place, or what's the status on that fix so that people can prepare well for their submissions?
Yeah, we have already the fix. I hope that we will release it into production. I hope yes tonight.
Oh.
So yeah, it's already solved. So yeah, and actually it was something to do with because in Mexico City pedestrians say no. I mean there is no.
Say it in Spanish.
Can I jaywalking? Jaywalking, because I was atravesando todo.
Yeah. What is what Francisco tried to say is that pedestrians can move in any direction, so they can cross the street. It's not they're not confined to a particular rail, or I don't know if that explains it. They can probably cross just straight ahead, or like a wide shape in different ways. They can move in a certain different ways, not confined to a specific road or rail.
Yeah, that would be that makes sense. Awesome, cool. Well, guys, this is great. I'm going to do a last call for questions. So if anybody else has burning questions, let us know. But obviously, and this has been happening so far, so everyone has been doing a great job as far as posting questions on the discussion forum and in the Slack channel. We've been very fortunate that the SinTráfico team has been so lovely and responsive to help us all use their API to the extent that we can. So we're really grateful for that. And for your time and for jumping on here a little bit early to help us out. I know it's a little bit of a fire drill, so that's great.
I was running a little bit because I just had a meeting a few minutes ago, and I was like just in time arriving here to have that webinar. So sorry for the different time zones confusion. So.
No problem. No problem. Hopefully this was helpful for folks, and we'll see if we can share that presentation just as a resource for anybody who wasn't able to join, and we'll certainly share this recording as well. And then if folks have questions that come up over the last 3 weeks or so of the competition that we've got, just send them our way. We'll be happy to streamline them onto the SinTráfico team as needed and get y'all fit. This is a super great resource that we're so happy to have. So big thanks again.
No, thank you, and we're glad that we could participate with Devpost and on this competition. And please go ahead to try out our APIs and experiment, as Serena just invited you. And let's go. Let's develop better mobility solutions.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, awesome, guys. I'm going to stop our broadcast now, and we will follow up via email with everybody. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.